Does Python have private variables in classes? I'm coming from the Java world and reading Bruce Eccles' Python 3 patterns, recipes and idioms. While reading about classes, it goes on to say that in Python there is no need to declare instance variables. You just use them in the constructor, and boom, they are there. So for example, if that's true, then any object of class simple can just change the value of variable s outside of the class. For example, in Java, we have been taught about public, private, protected variables. Those keywords make sense, because at times you want variables in a class, to which no one outside the class has access to. Why is that not required in Python?
It's cultural. In Python, you don't write to other classes' instance or class variables. In Java, nothing prevents you from doing the same if you really want to. After all, you can always edit the source of the class itself to achieve the same effect. Python drops that pretense of security and encourages programmers to be responsible. In practice, this works very nicely. If you want to emulate private variables for some reason, you can always use the __ prefix from PEP8. Python mangles the names of variables like __ foo so that they're not easily visible to code outside the namespace that contains them, although you can get around it if you're determined enough, just like you can get around Java's protections if you work at it. By the same convention, the _ prefix means _ variable should be used internally in the class, or module, only, even if you're not technically prevented from accessing it from somewhere else. You don't play around with another class's variables that look like __ foo or _bar.
There is a variation of private variables in the _ convention. There are some subtle differences, but for the sake of programming pattern ideological parity, it's good enough. There are examples out there of private decorators that more closely implement the concept, but your mileage may vary. Arguably, one could also write a class definition that uses meta.
As correctly mentioned by many of the comments above, let's not forget the main goal of access modifiers, to help users of code understand what is supposed to change and what is supposed not to. When you see a private field, you don't mess around with it. So it's mostly syntactic sugar, which is easily achieved in Python by the _ and __.
Private variables in Python is more or less a hack. The interpreter intentionally renames the variable. Now, if you try to access __ var outside the class definition, it will fail. But you can easily get away with this. You probably know that methods in OOP are invoked like this: x.printvar equals a .printvar x. If a .printvar can access some field in x, this field can also be accessed outside a .printvar. After all, functions are created for reusability, and there isn't any special power given to the statements inside.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.